वनक्कम, मैं हैदर अली सैयद आसिफगंज से यूनाइटेड अंडर तमिल सेवा।
Yeah, actually, hello.
Hello, hey there. How are you?
I'm fine, Dan. How are you?
I'm great, thank you. I hope you're doing well. So it's been a long time. What's up today?
Yeah, actually, in India, there are two Shiva. This topic I'm taking on, two Shiva, the North Indian Shiva and the South Indian Shiva. So South Indian Shiva is basically the real Shiva, the Pandian, the Shivan. The Shivan means a Khalifa. So the first Khalifa is actually, Shiva is actually the third son of Adam, Set. In Islamic term, it is called Shish, the first Khalifa. And the fake Shiva is basically the North Indian Caucasians who made Shiva a Ghori and put him in the Himalayas. And Hinduism is based on fake Shiva. Similarly, like how there is two Jesus. One is the black Jesus and the other is the white Jesus. The black Jesus is with the fake Jesus. They have started Christianity. With fake Shiva, they have started Hinduism. And with fake Khalifa, I mean Islamic concept, the four Khalifas. Their character is there, but it's a wrong concept because Khalifaship is with, as per the Quran, is with the seed of David. So all the four Khalifas are basically, they are not Khalifas. The characters are there, but they are not Khalifas. So based on these fake mythology and characters, we have religions like Hindu, Christian, and Shia, Sufi, Sunni, Wahhabi. Okay?
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. So, what would be the implications of what you're saying? I'm a little bit. I mean, I can't make a conclusion. What's your conclusion?
Conclusion is that all holy books belongs to the black people, the melanated people of India, because even if you look into the Arabic, the real Shiva history is mentioned in Quran also. And the word Zulkarnain means two horns. And Zulkarnain also means, in Arabic means king of two generations. So before the deluge also Pandians were there, and after the deluge also Pandians were there. So like Quran chapter 11 verse 48 talks about after deluge. And before deluge, chapter 6.6 clearly states that the generation before was far more advanced than this current generation. So we are like two generations. Adam to Noah is one generation, and after Noah till today we are in the second generation. And generation before from Adam was average age was 1,000 years. Animals were tall, and so was human being. So this is actually the difference. And after deluge also we became short, and average lifespan also reduced as per the height also. And animals also became small. So there are two generation is there. So before deluge also Khalifa were there, and that Khalifa is the third son of Adam, Shish, Set, or Shiva. And similarly, Zulkarnain also means the same thing. The king of Quran chapter 18 talks about Zulkarnain, who is basically the king Ravana who flew to Europe. Then he flew to America, and then he went to China, Mongolia, and there he built a dam between the mountains to stop the Mongolians from entering the Chinese region. But Quran clearly says that when these people they come out, they will cause great destruction for disbelievers. So as per the Quran, the disbelievers are basically the Caucasian settlers, the Roman Empire and the Persian Empire. So when Genghis Khan entered into Samarkand, Bukhara, Iran, Iraq, he genocide and broke the backbone of Iran and Iraq. Basically, the Persian and the Romans who are now hide behind the label of Shia and Sunni. So, and then later on we had a third beastly regime, that is Turks, around starting with 1400 AD. So these are all the histories. So there is the solution is that basically that if the Hindu, the Brahmins, the Caucasian Brahmins, if they accept North Indian, they are ready to accept the South Indian Shiva as their first Shivan, and delete the North Indian concept of Shiva, I think they will be close to Asivagam. And if Shia, Sufi, Sunni, Wahhabi, if they accept Shiva or Shish as their first Khalifa, I think the problem between Hindu and Muslim will be over. That's the conclusion.
Yeah, I see. Isn't there a sort of racism and idealism there? I mean,
Quran is basically,
when you say white Caucasians, like, it's a very broad term. I mean, you mean there's no believer among them, or I know you don't mean that, but it's, in a way, it's dangerous thinking when you put it in those terms.
Quran says the closest to the, first of all, the term Christian and Judaism or Jews doesn't apply to family of Abraham or family of Isaac. So Yaqub also, it doesn't apply to Yaqub family, because Quran chapter 2 verse 40 clearly says that the Ibrahim, Isaac, Jacob and his 12 children, they are not Jews and Christian as per the Quran. And so the term in Jews and Christian applies to the Persians and the Roman Empire. And the Quran is very clear that the Jews, the Persians, they will be staunch enemy of the native people, whereas the people who call themselves Christian, like the Europeans, they will be closest to the believers, means the first Siddha way of life or first Khalifa way of life. So when you look today, in spite the Roman Empire, Persian Empire living on the Pandyan land, they have seen many prophets, and ultimately they have seen the Prophet Muhammad also, but they rejected the concept of the God guidance religion, and they rejected Prophet Muhammad, Roman Empire, Persian Empire, and then today, and the Chera king responded to Prophet Muhammad. While today, if you go into the European country, they are accepting Shiva, they are accepting yoga, meditation, activation of Kundalini chakra, and they have become a spiritual person. Whereas the Muslim world, who they have rejected Shiva, they have rejected the Khalifa. They have rejected the Khalifa, which Quran says in chapter 2, verse 246 to 251, that among the family of Ibrahim, right to administration is seed of David, tribe Judah, Moors. So, and then they came out with Abu Bakr as their first Khalifa. So Abu Bakr is not a Khalifa; he is just a companion. And regarding, because in the tribal culture, bloodline matters. And among the family of Ibrahim, the right to administration is with the seed of David, tribe Judah, Moors. And Moors ruled 800 years in Europe. That's the history. So all the four Khalifa history which the Muslims are talking about is totally a fake thing. Yes, okay.
Yeah, but I mean, he was somehow, we don't know, but he was elected. So that's what people wanted, man. We can't change that.
No, there is no such thing election. It's a bloodline concept. Because like if you read Quran chapter 2 verse 241 to 256, it clearly mentioned that these people, they had only prophethood, and later on they prayed to their prophet that to have the king, and then the first king of among the children of Israel was Saul. And then David killed Goliath, and David bloodline to administration. And King Solomon is from the seed of David. He built temple of Jerusalem. And then when Roman Empire attacked Jerusalem 52 times, then the Ark of Covenant went missing, and the children of Israel fled from their land and they settled in Arabia. And when Prophet Muhammad came, since to avoid bloodshed, for old Qibla or old administration center. For Moors, new Qibla was constructed. The new Qibla was appointed in Mecca. So from Mecca, the Moors ruled Hijaz region, Africa, as well as 800 years in Europe. So this is actually the fact. But regarding Abu Bakr, Usman, Ali, Ghani, these are all fictitious. The characters are there, but these are companions of the Prophet. But rest of the story, what the Shia and the Sunnis are talking about, is basically baseless, and based on this only, there are lots of issues going on. Because if you read the Shia concept, they have character assassinated many of the prophets and companion and his wife. And based on that, if the Hindus is reading those things from the Shia book. So the people are getting angry.
Sorry, could you repeat that? I didn't get what you were saying about the Shias.
Shias have wrote because Shias are basically Iranians, and Iranians are Persians, and Persians have lost their empire because of Quran. Okay, so they lost their empire because of Quran, and when Cyrus sent 1 lakh letter to Hussein, inviting him to Kufa to teach him the word of God, because as per Quran, Prophet Muhammad never entertained Roman Empire, Persian Empire. So when Hussein got the 1 lakh letter from Cyrus, he left for Kufa, and then when he reached there,
Cyrus.
Yeah, Cyrus is a title of a king. So the Cyrus, yes, not the Cyrus of the Great. It was around when Hussein period. What was that? Hazrat Hussein.
Cyrus the Great lived before Christ. If you are talking.
No. It's a title. It's a title actually. Cyrus means a title. A king of Persia was. Everyone is called as Cyrus only, na. So the Parsi
Cyrus
is the Parsi community.
It's a name. It's a proper noun.
But it's a title.
No, it's not a title.
What is the king of Persians called?
Khosrow.
Khosrow. Okay.
At that time, Khosrow, like when Muhammad wrote a letter, he wrote a letter to Khosrow Parviz. So Khosrow basically, literally means king, or Amir.
Okay.
Khosrow.
Okay. So during the timeline of Hussein, the 1 lakh letters were sent to Hussein by these Khosrow people of that time. And then when they genocide the whole family, the Iranians, the people who genocide those Hussein family, they migrated to India, to Gujarat. That's why in 700 AD we saw lots of Parsi, the Zoroastrianism religion people coming and settling in Gujarat. So these are the people who genocide the family, not the Mavia and all.
I don't think so. But how do you know that? What's your evidence?
Because the kingship. See the whole fight of Shia Sunni is based on Khalifaship. Okay, and if Abu Bakr is not the Khalifa and Ali is not the Khalifa, so the story of Shia Sunni is totally baseless, no?
You see, the problem is like you're talking about the first conspiracy or the first fitna. So,
no, I'm not talking about any fitna. I'm telling you, if you read Quran chapter 2, verse 246 to 251, because the right to administration, because God appoints whom He wills as for His kingship. Because right to administration can only be given by God, and Allah chooses whom He wills. So that's why Quran is very clear. And He chose David and his bloodline. Okay, so they have the right to do administration.
Because you're mixing things up, brother.
Muhammad makes the Quranic verses there.
No.
You can read that.
Like the Quran doesn't have anything about the Khilafah of Muslimin after Muhammad. That's why they had to fight.
No, that's a fake story. Because chapter 2, verse 30, the story runs around the Khalifa only, na? Chapter 2, verse 30, what it talks about. Before the creation of Adam, chapter 2, verse 30, Quran is very clear that the story rotates around the Khalifaship.
Let's read it together.
Yeah. Chapter 2, verse 30. 30. Read it.
Yeah, wait a second. وَإِذْ قَالَ رَبُّكَ لِلْمَلَائِكَةِ إِنِّي جَاعِلٌ فِي الْأَرْضِ خَلِيفَةً. So the setting is the creation of Adam, and when your God said to the angels, I am putting on earth a Khalifa. قالوا أتجعل فيها من يفسد فيها ويسفك الدماء ونحن نسبح بحمدك ونقدس لك قال إني أعلم ما لا تعلمون. So they replied, are you putting on earth, on it, a person who does corruption and sheds blood, while we pray to you and we praise you and we purify your name. نقدسه. We hold your name holy. God said, I know, I have a knowledge that you don't have. So
Yes.
how is it related to Muhammad, to Ali, to...
No. This verse is nothing to do with Adam, first of all. This verse has not, because Prophet Adam
Wait
did
a
a
second.
mistake.
It's saying, and when your God said to the angels, I am putting a Khalifa on earth. So this is the creation. This is the creation of Adam.
No. Let me explain you what this verse talks about. See, there are concepts among the Muslims that this verse is applying to the Adam. Okay?
Wait,
but Adam is
read
not
the next verse. Read the next verse, brother. Read the 31. Read 31. وَعَلَّمَ آدَمَ أَسْمَاءَ كُلُّهَا. And
he taught oral
Adam is talking about Adam. So I taught to Adam the names, all of them. ثم عرضهم على الملائكة فقال أنبئوني بأسماء هؤلاء إن كنتم صادقين.
I got your point. I got your point, but that verse is not immediate, because before the creation of earth, God has prophesied about the certain Khalifa who will be appointed on the earth. And Adam cannot be a Khalifa because he did a mistake in earth by eating the forbidden fruit. God pardoned him, and God clearly says in Quran that when the guidance comes to you, follow it. And that's the reason why, because Adam used to have twins, and when the time came for marriage, he was clueless. He had no authority to take any decision. That's why he told Cain and Abel to offer the sacrifice. And when the law came for marriage, it was as that Cain was supposed to marry Abel's sister and Abel was supposed to marry Cain's sister. But since right from the beginning Cain had a desire to marry his own sister, that's why he committed the first murder. Which means Adam, though he's a prophet, but he's not a Khalifa. He's not representing God on the earth. He's not
representing God. But God is saying so. God is saying, I'm putting a Khalifa on earth, and then it says, and I taught Adam the names, all of them. So he's talking about Adam, so he knew. It means
it's an oral language. See, so Adam was given an oral language, and then when you read chapter 96, verse 1 to 5, Allah is very clearly saying that I taught by pen. Not by pen. Means written form of some language was given to the first person. And as per the Quran, as per the Bible, the Khalifa is not with Adam, and the third son of Adam holds the position of administration. And as per the Tamil tradition, he is Shiva. As per Bible, he is Set, opposite of Cain. Cain is cursed, and this guy is blessed. And Quran also talks about guide us to the straight path, the path whom you have blessed. So the blessed one is not Adam, because he was punished. So the blessed one is the first Siddha and the first Khalifa. Yeah.
So Adam, all the messengers made mistakes. Like Moses made mistakes, Muhammad made mistakes. According to the Quran, he was lost. Alam yajidka dhalan. So God is saying you were lost. I helped, I guided you. So
to whom?
To Muhammad.
Where he was lost. See, the thing is,
Let me bring
Yes,
it up for you.
let us finish with Adam and Seth and Cain, because that's the starting point. And when we say Adam is a Khalifa, then the
He
Quran
was the
chapter
first
14
Khalifa. He was the first
no, he was not the first Khalifa. He was not the first Khalifa, because chapter 49 verse 13 is very clear that from male and female Allah has created Shuba wa Qabail. What is Shuba? Shuba is department of work, no? Shuba and Qabail. Department of work.
Yeah, parties.
Yeah, department.
Yes.
Yeah, so that translation, they have done a wrong translation by saying that it is nation and tribe. See, nation means race. The Quran here is talking about that son of Adam and Eve, the first human being. They had many children, and the children were divided into Shuba wa Qabail. And Shuba means department of work, which we can say is a caste or a jati. And then tribe means gotra. Yeah, groups of people involved in different professions. Yeah, in different profession. Department.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's
go
the reason why.
Tribes.
Yeah, so the tribe, the group or the department of work, that's why in India, because India is a cradle of civilization, Tamil Nadu, Sri Lanka, Kumari Khandam, so as per still people are identifying as per their Shuba, means department of work.
Yeah, that's not the Sunnatullah, because, if you read the story of the Pharaoh, what was the sin of the Pharaoh? What was his sin? Why God didn't like him?
Actually, this 49:13 talks about caste and tribal.
Let me tell you that story, and it answers the question. He classified the society, and he said, "I will put the nation of Israel the lowest of the people," and God didn't like that. And to mock him somehow, God said, "I will put them to be the highest people on earth." At that time. So the sin of the Pharaoh was that he classified the society. He was racist, so he classified the society. He created a caste system in which he wanted to enslave the Israelites. So I don't think like that. This is against what your point.
See, as per the Quran stops Prophet Muhammad from wasting his time on the people who comes from a bloodline of Cain, whose forefathers were not born. So whether somebody wants about the Quran, they will never accept. That's what the Quran says. So that's why Prophet Muhammad said letters of invitation to the Caucasian settlers, the Roman Empire, Persian Empire. So basically, Quran is prophesied that the bloodline of Cain will never accept Quran. Now they will accept first Khalifa and the God-given straight path, Siratul Mustaqim. So the thing is that if people don't accept first Khalifa as a sheesh, then the whole concept doesn't matches with them, because the Shiva concept is already there in India, and right from Turkey to Tamil Nadu belongs to the Pandyans, and the Caucasian settlers disguised as Shia, Sufi, Sunni, Wahhabis. These people are illegally occupying the land which belongs to the Pandyans, and so I think that the final fight is between Jesus Christ, Imam Mahdi versus the Muslim world. So this is actually the future of the Muslim community, who are basically hiding behind the label, the Caucasian settlers hiding behind the Muslim label. So sooner or later, I think chapter 17 verse 104 has prophesied that one day the children of Israel will return back home, and they are going to take over the land again, the greater Israel, which has been occupied by the Caucasian settlers. And children of Israel are basically Semitic black people. So there is nothing in Quran for the Iranian people. Quran doesn't entertain any of the bloodline of Cain.
Yeah. So, God doesn't talk about bloodline of the people.
Chapter 3, verse 33, 34 talks about bloodline. Adam, Noah, family of Imran.
It talks about the bloodline of the prophets.
They are all interconnected. They are interconnected.
Redemption is race related. It never says that.
No, I'm not talking about redemption. I'm just talking about that this land belongs to the black Pandyan people from Turkey to Tamil Nadu. So if the Caucasians hiding behind the label of Shia, Sufi, Sunni, Wahhabi, if they rectify, it's better for them, because they will never be able to defeat God. and his administrator. That is Shivam and Shivan. Shivam means God, omnipotent, and Shivan means Khalifa. So Khalifa is basically the Pandyans, and among the family of Ibrahim, the Khalifa is seed of David, tribe Judah Moors. And Moors are basically who are helping the Caucasian settlers in taking over the world, because in ancient history, the Pandyans were the seafaring people, and they did trade all over the world. And the next seafaring people were the Moors, and the Moors are the hypocrites, and that's why God punished them, and they became a scattered nation. But since Ibrahim was promised that his children will have a particular land, so one day these people will again go back to that land, which is called as Greater Israel. So because of the hypocrisy and selfishness of children of Israel, they are facing a similar punishment which God gave to Cain. Restless wanderer on the earth, and these people have become scattered nation. So
Vanakkam. Thank you.